It's July 14th. It's your plea update. I'm going to give you a lot of numbers today, but first I want to talk about FTOs. If you're on a reinstatement list from a specialty detail that went back to patrol, we have it from the fourth floor that if you test for FTO, that will not remove you from the reinstatement list. So just know that going in. I know there were some questions this week about that specifically, but I wanted to reiterate that. All right, so here's some numbers for you. If you got a pen and paper handy, take them down. You may have to pause this. All right, so current staffing numbers. We're currently at 2621 filled positions from top to bottom in the department. That's as of today. We have 53 recruits in the academy. We have 20 OITs currently out in training. And it's estimated that by the end of July, we're going to be in the 2500s for total filled positions, which is the lowest we've been in decades. It's just kind of unheard of, really. If you're curious, between January and the end of June this year, we've already lost 151 members of our department to either retirements or just resignations, going to other departments, what have you. But we've lost 151 people. So let's talk about the rebid. So in the rebid, the goal was 150 positions from specialty back to patrol, whether it was detectives or whatever position you were in. They wanted 150 people. Out of that 150, a total of 87 actually made it back to the patrol squads. So at that time when the rebid occurred, we had 1,064 bodies in patrol. Now, if you remember, the city manager several years ago said that 3125 was our target number, and the department came out and said that 1096 was our bottom number in patrol. So even after the rebid, we were at 1064, which is less than what the bottom number was supposed to be. As of the end of last week, we have 1,036 bodies in patrol now. So it's going the wrong way. And all of you out there taking the calls, you know it. Calls are stacking. You're getting worked to death. So
it's a good time to remind you guys that nothing is worth not waiting for your backup. Don't advise.
Just do the job.
Yeah.
Do the job the way you should.
Those calls are going to be there regardless.
There's nothing you can do about it. They were there 28 years ago when I started. They'll be there 28 years from now. So those of you who are interested in overtime, I know John is. Works all kinds of overtime. Team player, you know. It's out there. All the precincts are having trouble filling their overtime slots. And as an example, during the last Suns playoff game downtown, Commander Frudenthal reported that he had 20 positions that were left unfilled for overtime. That's
during
crazy.
an event.
Yeah. So I know that the problem is that the overtime doesn't pay near as much as the off-duty does these days. So the city is essentially competing for their own employees. Maybe a change needs to happen there. It's been broached, but nobody's taking it seriously. All right. Just a reminder, the city manager and the assistant city manager are going to be making their ways out to your work locations. There was a couple spots this week that were supposed to be visited, but there was an illness with the city manager, so those were canceled. So I don't put out information that ends up not being accurate. I'm not going to put out where they're going to be, the dates are going to be there. Your commanders in your precincts and bureaus have the information from Commander Osborne, the latest and most up-to-date information, so rely on them to get you that information. Be mindful that the DOJ is coming to 800 on July 19th, and I know they're looking to do ride-alongs on the watch squads, maybe a net squad, so just be mindful that they're around, and that's all I can say. So let's talk about the ENS that came out yesterday. What was it called?
The executive staff realignment.
Something like that. Sounded pretty important. There's a lot of big changes downtown on the fourth floor.
Definitely.
I think a lot of them, and this is my own personal feeling, a lot of them are being orchestrated by the city manager's office. So maybe when they're out there doing their meet and greets at your locations, maybe some questions, if you have them, you can ask them about their involvement in the day-to-day operations of the police department. I don't know, maybe not, but I'll tell you that fourth floor is a mess right now, and I don't know what's going to happen. So anyway, what do you got for us, John?
We got the ball coming up October
ball.
1st. You can still buy your tickets. Go online, pleacharities.org, and come on out, have a good time. We were just out there today, took a tour of the venue, getting everything finalized. So.
And part of our fundraising, we have at least 3 guns now that we're going to be having in the either silent auction or live auction. So,
and this is one of the fundraising events that the charity does. So remember, all that stuff, that money revenue that we get goes right back to officers that are injured or killed in the line of duty throughout the state. Also goes to the other programs that the charity supports. So this is one of the fundraising events that we operate from. So
this is the golf tournament, our 2 major fundraising events. So if you can come out, great. We'd love to have you. It'd be a nice night out, nice meal, and
get a babysitter.
Yeah, get to hang out with some other coworkers and stuff, and do fun adult stuff. So anyway, all right. Well, if you guys have any questions, call us here at the plea office, 602-246-7869. And otherwise, be careful, do your job right, don't advise, and we'll see you next time.